For the game series, the Hidden Blade is the staple of it. Yeah, that's it. Actually, come to think of it, you have the Hidden Blade in Ancient Egypt, so how didn't you have the Hidden Blade in Odyssey? I suppose Odyssey may have taken place before Ancient Egypt, though, considering Ancient Egypt spanned 3,000 years, it seems a bit weird that it did. I like the idea of the schematics for being passed down through the Order and its history. Yeah, pretty much. Well, the Assassin's Creed 2, the Codex, you learn how to do the double assassination, etc. Not through any RPG-esque level up system. It was literally a case that you found the skills in the Codex of Altair. You found Altair's code, the pages of Altair's Codex. It taught you how to repair the Hidden Blade, which you gave to Leonardo, and then it taught you how to use the upgraded assassination techniques. There we go. Upgraded assassination techniques that Altair came up with in his years of exile. That's fine. And then you just bring that into a Assassin's Creed game. And here's a novel idea. Here's a shocking revelation that I'm sure nobody has ever thought of in the history of any game ever. You're part of a secret order. You find members of that order throughout the game world, or maybe one member of the order throughout the game world, who will teach you the new moves as your character progresses through the story. That's a shocking... I know it's a radical idea, but that would very much play into the lore of the game now, wouldn't it? But no, instead you just get a menu where you go, I've got experience point. Beep. Gordon Bennett. Hindsight 2020, I know, but still, just... You have so much scope to do something different and just play into the world you've created. And instead you go for the cookie cutter, we'll just copy and paste this mechanic that every other game uses. Other games have trainers. Look at Yakuza Kiwami. Look at Yakuza 0. You have people you go to who teach you new moves. Do that with assassins. You're playing as young assassins, new to the order, new to their rank. As you rank through the Brotherhood, go to the trainer, and the trainer will teach you these things. And then you naturally interweave into the lore of the world, into the story, you learn how to do these things, and there you go, Bob's your uncle. And you want better health? Well, you go get better armor. And you want better weapons? You go buy better weapons. You don't just suddenly click a button and go, yes, now Jacob can punch people through walls, congratulations. And even the Eagle Vision upgrades. As you progress through the story, your Eagle Vision develops as you use it, and it's just... Oh lord, I have you on the Assassin's Creed rant. Trust me, you weren't here for Breath of the Wild, for the most part. Trust me, chat sent me off on so many rants about... That's one thing I'm fastidious about with games. Mechanics, and I love the mechanics, and I love getting into the music and the graphics and all the background and how the mechanics work. But the one thing that will really piss me off is if they don't have a respect for the lore. They don't have a respect for the world building. Yakuza is doing it so damn well. Yes, there are aspects like, well, Kiryu loses all of his skills between games. Well, he's sat around on a couch for a year not doing very much, so we all lose some physical aspects, but he can still punch people through walls. It's just, there is a certain amount you can, with any piece of fiction, there is a certain amount you can suspend your disbelief. Can I believe that Kiryu could get stabbed in the side, wander to a bar, and then sleep for a few hours and suddenly be healthy and fit enough to go and take down a bunch of random ninjas in a giant tower that nobody noticed before? You know what? It's unrealistic, but I can suspend my disbelief because in the context of Yakuza, that makes perfect sense. Well, I'll say perfect sense. In the context of Yakuza, it's still insane, but you know what? I'm so drawn into the world and its characters, I'm willing to put the logical fallacies about it aside to focus on the game. And then you get something like the Trial of the Sword and Breath of the Wild, and it's a case of, oh, well, the mythical Master Sword, the one that the hero was there, you were the hero, you were the reincarnation of the hero, you were there when the sword was forged. Spy, the spirit of the sword, called you master, called you friend, and all of a sudden, you end up being tricked by Ganon. Ganon gets one over you, and then she doesn't trust you anymore. Sod off! Oh, well, now you need to go through the trial of the sword. And rather than proving how you have grown as a hero and increased your strength and skills through the weapons and gear and items you've collected, now you lose everything and you just basically have to beat everyone up with a tree branch. No! Or the Master Sword doesn't trust you anymore. No! It's just, oh, well, you have to complete X number of shrines to get the sword. No! Just have the sword unlock as part of the natural story progression. Stick to the rules of your world, Gordon Bennett. Ah. Anyway, sorry, rant-ish over. I should probably continue doing this. You know, I still use that Assassin's Creed bag you gave me. Ow! Awesome, the messenger bag. Yes, I've still got mine. I don't know where it is, to be honest now. It's under the stairs somewhere. It has been a few years since I've used it, but I've used it on more than a few cruises. But yeah, it's a good bag. Ubi Workshop made some very good stuff. I mean, I've still got my Assassin's Creed encyclopedias behind me. I don't have the third one. I never managed to get a hold of that, but the import charges were stinging me so badly I left it. I also have the, somewhere, the medallion that came free with, well, I say free, that came with the collector's edition of Assassin's Creed 3. And my old Assassin's Creed 3 hoodie, I found that the other day, it's in the back of the wardrobe. Club management. Oh yeah, they definitely need to rest. Oh, she's level 20 now. Huh. Okay, right. Okay, let's put the B shift on. And do I go for the other cup again, or do I go for the one lower than it? Well, we'll risk it. We'll risk it for a biscuit. Granted, it has band patches all over it now, but after I took it to Dublin, I mean, it doesn't matter. It's your bag, so do what you want with it. Put band patches on it, spray paint the Templars logo on it if you so wish, though I'd be a bit annoyed if you did that. But no, it's your bag, so... I mean, you customize it as your own. I mean, my MacBook has a bunch of anime stickers on it, so... Well, I say anime stickers, they're Fire Emblem characters, actually. Saying motivational things, why I felt like doing it. That's my only reason, and in no way was it because they were all waifus. No, I deny that deeply. There's a reliable bag. I do, the thing about that, sorry, for those wondering, what I'm whittering on about, Ubi Workshop, which used to be Ubisoft's, what would the word be? Merchandise division. They made what would it be? Around about the time Assassin's Creed Revelations was released, maybe Assassin's Creed 3. I missed that request. This is going to go badly. They made a messenger bag, a very nice messenger bag, had a secret compartment in and everything. And one of the things I love about it is the quick release mechanism. There we go. The quick release mechanism. So you pull the one strap to zip it up, and then you pull this like parachute toggle to quick release the strap. It was a brilliant piece of merch. Very reliable bag, as Chris just said in chat. It was a very, very reliable bag. Still is a very reliable bag, it's just capacity-wise it got a bit too much. I've used it on a few karate training courses as well, back in my early days. Now I stick to my normal training bag just because of the sheer amount of things, because I take a couple of keys with me. As I learned, wearing the same karate uniform for 3 days straight, it's not pleasant. I can very much say that from experience. Also, it gives me more room to put all my stuff in, and I don't have to spend half an hour trying to pack everything. Shine Fever Thunder. Okay, that gives me a couple of upgrades. Trouble. Danny. No photos. Yeah, that's one of the reasons I'm absolutely digging Yakuza. There is so much respect for the lore. I mean, there are callbacks from Yakuza's... I'm curious to see with Yakuza what happens after this, because Yakuza 0, Kiwami, and Kiwami 2 all happened after each other, so the RGG were, of course, able to tie elements of those three games together. I'm wondering what's going to happen
with Yakuza 3, 4, and 5 because they're the remasters. 6 will have ties into 0, I'm sure, because that came... Oh, go on, Bennett. No, apologies. 6 came after 0, so 0 may very well have elements in 6, or 6 may have elements of 0 in that. But don't know. I don't know how it's going, how the lore and everything is going to hold up after that. Apologies. You can still buy it in some places, apparently, listed as an Assassin's Creed cosplay item. Okay, well, fair enough. I mean, I can understand the Desmond bag being listed as a cosplay item because it's a replica of, well, Desmond's bag from Revelations. Is it Revelations? Or was it Brotherhood? Might have been Brotherhood. Yes, no, it had to be Brotherhood because in Revelations he was stuck in the Animus, wasn't he? So, yeah, that answers that question. So maybe it was around the time of Brotherhood that that bag was released then? One of these days, I'll play the Ezio trilogy on the stream. I mean, given my name, obviously I'm going to play the Ezio trilogy on stream. But in fairness, it depends on when I can play it because I've been arguing with myself over this, over the last few days. I want to get back to the Final Fantasy remake. I want to replay on the stream Final Fantasy VII remake. I also apparently I've got the PS5 version now, so that's the one with the extra DLC bits. I also want to play the Crisis. I've never played Crisis Core, and they're doing a remake of Crisis Core that's coming out in this. No touching. Crisis Core's coming out in December. I want to give that a try. But thing is, I want to do it in order, so. Oh no! I need it's a long. They're long games, so I don't know. How I'm gonna do the 100%. I think Yakuza's broken me slightly after so long of doing 100%. No harassment. After so long of doing 100% to the degree of that I am doing here, to take it and not do something on the similar scale of Yakuza or Breath of the Wild, it feels weird. So. I don't know. I might have to think long and hard about how I'd re-tackle Final Fantasy VII. I mean, it won't be anything new to the story, obviously, because I've seen the story before. But at the same time, I don't know. I'm not Yakuza. Not Yakuza. There we go. Job's done. Is there any oil baron? No. The thing is, there are 2 games on this channel that I would like to do a Redux revisit of. That's Metro Exodus, which I played a long time ago. I think it was the 2nd game I covered on the channel. And I'd like to revisit Final Fantasy VII just because I'm not 100% happy with the way that playthrough went. 100% happy with that journey. There we go. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I'll think long and hard about it. Not that it's happening for a long time yet. I mean, after Kiwami 2, we've got Deathloop finally, which has been on the books for a very long time. That was sidetracked so I could get Breath of the Wild out of the way in preparation for Breath of the Wild 2. We've got Yakuza 3 to do after Deathloop. Then it might be Breath of the Wild 2, depending on how long it takes me to get through Deathloop. I'm not entirely sure. I can't remember when the release date for Breath of the Wild 2 is. Sorry, Tears of the Kingdom. I've been calling it Breath of the Wild 2 for so long. I'm not sure when Tears of the Kingdom is released, so we'll see how that goes. So maybe after Yakuza 4, I'll finally get back to Final Fantasy VII. And there is still on The Witcher playthrough. Yes, that's one that I've been promising for a very long time. So yeah, the Yakuza franchise run may have crippled me slightly in terms of games to get through, but at the same time, I don't know. It's a case of thinking long and hard about how I'm going to do everything. Oh, Kiryu-chan. How's it going? Fine, but do you know how I could be better if you took me out to dinner? Sure, let's do it. You're on. Excellent. Shall we be off then? Why are the church bells ringing at 10 to 9 at night? Good, Ben. Alright, fine. Well, that's a thing that's just happened. Either that or I'm hallucinating. I'm hoping it's the first one. I'm starving, actually. Well, in that case, you're gonna love the sushi here. Really? Looking forward to it, then. Oh, crap. I have to talk to a woman now. Oh, this is gonna cover me in glory, isn't it?
でも周りの子はまだ慣れてないんじゃないかな。
どういうことだ？
なんだか私にまだ遠慮してるところがあると思うの。ほら、周りの子よりも私は年上ってこともあるし、どう絡んでいいのかわからないんじゃないかしら。
確かに。伝説のキャバ嬢といきなり一緒になったら、距離感をつかむのが難しいかもな。
でもそういうの好きじゃないのよね。どうしたら普通に接してくれるかしら。
Order them to chill out. Yes, that's going to go well. You! Chill out! No, that's not going to work. Distance is a good thing. Try approaching them. Try approaching them, I suppose.
キララから歩み寄ってみるのはどうだ？
私から？
ああ。やはりキララみたいな伝説のキャストにいきなり話しかけるのはハードルが高い。逆にキララから話しかけてもらえたらみんな喜ぶと思うぜ。
自分からか。確かにそうかもね。もしかしたら私自然と話しかけるなオーラが出ちゃってるのかもしれない。あんまりキャラじゃないけど試しに自分から声かけてみるわ。ありがとう店長。
Cool.
しかし年の離れた人と砕けた関係を作るってのは誰であれ難しいもんだよな。
桐生さんもそういう経験あるんだ。
Oh, to take a chill pill. Yeah. That'll go down
昔いた
swimmingly.
組織ではいろいろあったぜ。まあ俺はその組織では年下の部類だったかな。かなり上下関係が厳しい組織だったが冗談を言ったりして和ませてくれる先輩はありがたかったし助けられたな。
冗談か。私もダジャレでも言ってみようかしら。
いいんじゃないか。
Nishiki, was it?
でもダジャレなんて全然言ったことないし、何かとっておきのダジャレとかあったら教えてよ。
Awanaki, maybe?
とっておきのダジャレか。
Want to avoid dangerous cults? Made a Kazuma pun. Made a Kirara pun. Who the hell's Kirara? Dangerous cult. That's well, I can't see Kiryu doing that because he idolized the man. I have no idea who that is. So we'll go with, want to avoid dangerous cults? Want to become famous? Go to www.bigdingasdingasdongadingadingadingadingadingadingadingadingadingadingadingadingadingadingadingadingadingadingadingadingadingadingadingadingadingadingadingadingadingadingadingadingadingadingadingadingadingadingadingadingadingadingadingadingadingadingadingadingadingadingadingadingadingadingadingadingadingadingadingadingadingadingadingadingadingadingadingadingadingadingadingadingadingadingadingadingadingadingadingadingadingadingadingadingadingadingadingadingadingadingadingadingadingadingadingadingadingadingadingadingadingadingadingadingadingadingadingadingadingadingadingadingadingadingadingadingadingadingadingadingadingadingadingadingadingadingadingadingadingadingadingadingadingadingadingadingadingadingadingadingadingadingadingadingadingadingadingadingadingadingadingadingadingadingadingadingadingadingadingadingadingadingadingadingadingadingadingadingadingadingadingadingadingadingadingadingadingadingadingadingadingadingadingadingadin
吹っ飛んだ。
うわふじゃないわよ。超定番じゃない。それくらいなら私も言えるし。
Oh, Gordon Bennett.
今
I
日
just
は
got
朝
that
食
pun.
ないの？
Ah.
朝食とか、町内会長は町内会長とか。
おお、面白いじゃないか。
え、そう？
ああ、キララはダジャレも一流だ。それを言えば皆笑顔になるさ。
桐生さんの笑いのセンスは当てにならないけど、なら騙されたと思って一度行ってみようかな。
ああ、
Oh, just realised who the last name was. It was
使
her.
ってくれて構わ
Oh, that was probably the correct answer. Oh dear. Right, that makes sense.
ない。そ
How
うい
did
え
it take me
ば
that long to figure that
キ
one
ララ
out?
は趣味とかはあるのか。
趣味？
ああ、趣味の話でもすれば盛り上がりやすいんじゃないかと思ってな。
趣味はいろいろあるけど、そうね。最近はギャンブルに興味があって、
ギャンブル
Gambling?
この前初めてやってみたんだけど、レースの予想が的中してすご
Oh
い
god,
嬉し
she's
かっ
not
たの。
turning into Faye Valentine, is she?
それまではあまりやってこなかったんだけど、あれはハマっちゃうのもわかるなって思った。私もハマりすぎて散財しないように注意しなきゃって思ってるんだけど。
はあ。キララがハマったギャンブルってのは
Horses. Horses.
もしかして競馬か？
そう、お馬さんも可愛い
Oh,
し、
well, there we go then.
競馬場って楽しいのね。知らなかった。
I
最近は
too know of horse
女性客
racing.
も増えてるって聞くしな。
Admittedly, the
デート
Atari
で来るカップルも
variant,
いるって噂。
and it didn't go well for me.
そうなんだ。確かに楽しいかも。競馬場デート素敵だな。
Oh god, she is turning into Faye
キリュ
Valentine.
ウさんも今度
Could be a
一緒に
mountain
どうです
hunter
か？
next. I'm not talking about the coconut
Right.
chocolate.
しかしキララが競馬が好きとは意外だな。
そう？とっても奥深くて面白いですよ。競馬。かけ方によって人間性が出るところとかも面白いなって思うポイントかな。
人間性？
大穴をつくか本命にすがるか、複数にかけるか一つに絞るか、
Bet on the favourite to lose.
どういうかけ方をするかにその人の性格とか本性が結構出るのよね。
はあ、なるほどな。キララはどういうかけ方をするんだ？
私はお金というよりは夢を買いたい感じだから、大穴とかオッズの高い馬に絞ることが多いかな。桐生さんは競馬をやるとしたらどんなかけ方をすると思う？
What will the answer she won't be? Several picks. Enjoy the show. Always bet on the dark horse. Always bet on the dark horse.
俺は大穴
Just so I
一
can
筋
say dark horse.
桐生さんも私と一緒ですね。
ああ、小銭を稼ぐよりも一攫千金を狙う。そういう男でありた
Kind
い
of guy I am to be, even though I'm a trillionaire.
男らしい。
Oh, there we go.
桐生さんと
Perfect
私
date. Marvelous. You just have to agree with her
性格的に合うかもしれませんね。
past
そうかもしれないな。
and say bad puns. Perfect. Woo. Whoa, I'm full.
Yeah, I'm stuffed too. I had a great time. We'll do this again, right?
Yeah, of course. Booyah. Oh, be true to yourself. Trophy earned. What the heck is that one? Oh, right. Lend an ear to all the platinum hostesses. Right. Okay. And with that, there's no more dates available. Have I done all the dates? Who have we got as our platinum hostesses? Wait, is Yuki available for a platinum hostess date, or is that going to be just a one at a time? Oh no, there is. Never mind, the Yuki sub-story was literally the Golden Kiryu statue. Woo! Okay, so in that case, we've already done Yuki sub-story, so the only one left is indeed, Thingy Fubarab. Oh, what are we gonna do now? How much time do we have left of the stream, to be honest? Oh, we've got time. Right, let's run the club one more time as... Oh, hello. Oh, right, that's my... Never mind. Yes. Okay. Oh, yeah, no, right. Tonight's shift, let's switch them out for the time being, and we'll put the platinums back in so we have our A team. Then from that, we shall not only make a lot of money, but we will also help level up the hostesses and should unlock us and set us up for the next state on our next run. So, Millionaire League open, yes. Build the Jill Bill. Actually, I can think of a Professor Farnsworth quote there, and I'm going to keep the chat. I'm going to keep the stream classy by not repeating it. But if you ever saw the Atlanta episode of Futurama, I'm pretty sure you know what the quote is. Can we do better than 12 mil?
ようこそ甲子園
助けを求めてるみたいんやが。お願いします。お願いします。助けを求めてるみたいんやが。
No, I was distracted. Right,
助けを求めてるみたいんやが。
crap. Menu, there we go. Matter. Missed out on a bit of money, but it don't matter too much. Right, health fees, okay, and you want a refill of the ice. Okay, I should actually pay attention to what these girls are telling me.
失礼します
By money.
ごゆっくりどうぞ
Enjoy, sir. I'm warming up to Kiryu as the manager here. It was weird seeing him rather than Mashima, but you know what? I'm warming up to seeing Kiryu as the head of Forshine.
助けを求めてるみたいんやが。
Refill lights.
店長のさりげないフォロー。
Forshine. Fever Center. There we go. Let's get a couple into Fever. That'll help.
Yeah,
お会計ですね
Yeah, that's not what I intended. Oh well.
お会計ですね
Extend session. At this point, I really should pay attention to what I'm actually saying to them.
お会計ですね
Extend session.
ご延長ありがとう
Since
ござ
there's
い
no
ます
point telling them to have an expensive gift because ladies last. Because at that point, I'm not actually going to do much in terms of generation of anything. I can generate more customers, yes, but that metric has no bearing on the rest of the game because we finished the story. Extend session. Declined. Okay, fair enough.
いらっしゃいますね
Yeah, mentioning of the Witcher franchise run, I think there's even still a bot command somewhere in there for that, but that's going to be a big one. That is going to be on similar levels of if I redo Final Fantasy VII, or I mean, I wouldn't mind doing a Portal run on the stream at some point as well. That's going to be a couple of interims. I've still got Mario Sunshine to play through, as well as Mario Galaxy from the Mario All-Stars collection. Oh, God and Bennett, what else have I got? I want to play Infra at some point. There's a lot of games that are in between that I'm going to have to try and fit in. And unless I double them up... I mean, I wouldn't mind playing some of the Batman Arkham games as well in October. I mean, I can start them in October, whether I won't finish them until about December, at the rate I get through games, but... It would be nice. It'd be nice to get through those games at some point as well. That would have to be a once-a-year thing, though, I think. Which is okay, because because Rocksteady have stopped making Batman games, so we'll be fine. Ladies Glad. Not sure what other games I'd play, really. I mean, let's face it, I don't have to worry about it. More newer titles would be nice to get through, but at the same time, I mean, I'm not going to find any... I mean, with a purely business head on, I'm not going to find any traction with them on Twitch, because, let's face it, I'm a small fry. So, why worry about trying to chase trends when I can just... Forshine, Viva Santa! I mean, why bother chasing trends when I can just do my own thing? Play what I want. Play Yakuza games to 100%. Play Infra. Play whatever. I could play City Skylines if I wanted to. I'm not entirely sure I'd be able to. I'm not sure how I'd go about that because I'm very much a narrative-driven gamer. I need the story. I need a beginning and an end. Definitely, I need an end. Leaving it open-ended just feels weird. to me. I've got a I think I've got like one thing on the channel that I've had to leave open-ended, and that's Crypt of the Necrodancer. Will I ever go back to that? Maybe, possibly, don't know. So, Stardew Valley as well. That was going to be... Stardew Valley, actually, is technically still an open game on the channel because someday I'll get back to it, but it was there as a sort of interim gap between games, thinking, well, I can play this when I don't have anything on the books. Burnside Valley is the point where I always have something on the books. There's always another game to play. It's either a big release or it's another game I want to crack on with. I mean, in a worst case scenario, if I don't have a middle game as a palate cleanser, I could just roll one Yakuza game into another. I refuse to do that on the principle of it takes a lot out of me to do these 100% runs. I mean, okay, I say a lot. That's being over-exaggerative, I suppose, but it takes a fair whack out of me to do these. The amount that's required to 100% a Yakuza game, let alone to platinum it, if I tried to do that multiple games in a row, I think I would burn out. I'd legitimately burn out. Probably from not just from streaming, from gaming in general. So that's why I have a palate cleanser in the middle. I have something that takes me somewhere else. Like between, what was it, Zero and Kiwami, I had Skyward Sword HD. Breath of the Wild was pushing it. Done well with it so far, indeed. Ladies Glass, there we go. Breath of the Wild. That was a big push. That was a heaving push. That was 6 months for us to complete that, and we dived straight into Yakuza. I mean, thankfully Yakuza in itself is a palate cleanser from Breath of the Wild. But refillize. But at the same time, yeah. I mean, the idea is that I do something smaller, something that I can 100% by my own criteria, and then that's the game over and done with, and I can just take a bit of a breather. So, yeah. Done well with it so far. Alright, cheers. That idea spawned with Kingdom Hearts, of our first franchise run, which was Kingdom Hearts. Now that's a lot of very long games. Not on the level of Yakuza, mind you. We 100%ed them, but Yakuza beats a JRPG in terms of its length and complexity, and it baffles me. It really does. It really baffles me sometimes. Extend session? No, that's fair enough. But yeah. So that's why Portal 1 and 2 are very much my emergency break glass games. If all else fails, I will play Portal 1, maybe Portal 1 and 2 back-to-back, just for the sake of here are some funny little snappy games for us to get through, just for me to take a break from the big epic journeys. Sort of like a filler arc in anime. You've had the big moment, you've had the big arc, and now you've had the big arc, and you've got the smaller moment to just catch your breath and rest up before we move into the next big arc of canon. Put that bit in short, haven't I? I'm solved. Did it? Yeah. Oil Baron in the house. There we go. Yeah. So I'll check my microphone distance. Push and circle. Okay, I seriously can't hear the Oil Baron say that without thinking of Natsuki from abroad in Japan. That's a word I've heard Natsuki say far too many times in those videos. Anyway, there we go. And that is the second date lined up. How much money do we have? 31,000. Oh, God and Ben. 31 million yen. Oh, okay then. That's certainly a lot of yen. Right. Also, it's just dawned on me. What was that gun we got from Majima? Thoughtful gift from the Tojo clan, specially customized and a one-of-a-kind. 40... I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I know I said I was going to drill through some Foreshine, but if the game lays down a gauntlet like that, you know we need to test it. Not going to be as OP as the Dragon one, but surely there's going to be some mooks around here for us to test it on. Conveniently. Hello, Mooks. Guess what I've got for you? That's not what I was expecting. Okay, that works. Oh. It's got a hell of a heat action, but it's not really got much in terms of actual stopping power, has it? I suppose it'll prove useful. I might keep hold of that one. Where are we? There we go, equipment. Oh, we've already got those equipped. Okay, I'm curious to see what the coma inducer does. I mean, I doubt it's going to be any particular thing against the likes of Ammon, but I'm curious to see how well it does against some random goons. Okay. Excuse me, gentlemen. How does this do? So, for all of that money, that did bugger. Whereas, for a much cheaper price, I get this fancy poisoned knife that is just OP as all get out. Seriously, that just melts through goons. If I snap to dragon mode there, forget about it. Also, while we're at it, ladies and gentlemen, we are officially overpowered. Apart from what is locked, we have now reached the point where as soon as anything unlocked, we can just buy it. That's how much XP we have now farmed up, because we did so many side things to farm XP that we're now unlocking large chunks of it in the main story. That's what we get. We've just got more than we ever know what to do with. We've got the same in terms of money at the minute as well, I suppose. It means we can repair our demon blade and we can do some farming of the bouncer missions once we finish Club 4 Shine, but you know, just blimey. Right, where was I going? Back to 4 Shine. That's what we're going to do. Just. Oh yeah, I also need to go and buy a bunch of gear from Don Quixote and the pawn shop. So that's something we need to do as well at some point down the line, is to start working our way through all of the gear and weapon lists. Which, gonna take a while, I think. Adventure, we've got 2 left? Oh, right. Yeah, adventure is find all the keys and all the Kamurocho locker keys, and then the last one is complete the adventure completion list. So yeah, we can do that after we finished 4 Shine as well. Battle 30 Coliseum fights. We're gonna have to grind that out at some point. Learn 50 skills. That's fine. Defeat. Yeah, 30 different gear types. So we're nearly there in terms of that. There's a few things to find here and there and everywhere, but for the most part, we've pretty much found everything. We've found a good chunk of it, even. Weapon types. Oh, right. Heat actions. Hello, what? Nova Riche. Yeah, use multiple different heat actions. A lot to do on that. Actually, I say a lot to do. There's a handful of things to do on there. And in terms of weapons... Actually, we've not got that many weapons left. Oh yeah, there's the magic sword. Okay, so some of these are locked behind the... What's its name? The bouncer missions. So that's going to be entertaining. So we'll get there in the end. But yeah, there's still plenty for us to do, but at the same time, we are getting awfully close. We will easily finish the main completion list by the end of the game. Will we finish all the secondary completion list is another matter entirely, but I mean, yeah, I'm going to do it. I did it with 0. I can do it with this. It's just going to take us a bit longer, so hey-ho. But yeah, we are now pretty much in... I've not saved in a long time. I've just realised. Oh, we've not saved since the start of the game. That's going to end up bad, isn't it? Yeah, so there's still a long way to go, but we've now reached the point of the end game where we now are literally just blitzing through everything we've got available for us. Anything we can do, we are going to do. I'm going to double save just to be sure. I know logically it has no relevance, but still. But we are going to blitz our way through as much, everything that we've got unlocked as we can. There are sub-stories we're missing, etc., which we'll have to unlock as we progress through the last chapters of the story. But the most part, for everything we can do now, we're going to try and do it. Yes, that includes the hard legendary difficulty missions in the Bouncer. We'll see what we can do, but at this point we're so overpowered. I might be able to get through it, especially with the current gear set we've got. We've got the God of War talisman. We can use infinite heat actions if we so wish. It is literally a case that we go into dragon mode, or we go into Kiwami climax mode, whatever you want to call it. The heat bar drains to 0, then we just have to run around and not die for a bit as it heats back up, and then we just trigger that and we're invincible again. So we should stand a chance as long as we're not an idiot and we've got enough charge in our demon blade, but we'll see. And yes, I do know these are all words that make it sound insane, but there we go. Either way, though, we will have to continue this next time. I don't know why I said all that, considering I've just done myself out of my outro, haven't I? But there we go. That's another journey done. We have finished Haruka's quests. Well, we finished that last time, but we've got rid of Haruka as well. Haruka is now standing around in the bar in Aioi. So we are now wrapping up what we can. We are in a sort of a cleany up, moppy up section of the journey, which is astounding. I forgot to... Does that tell me how long I've got on how long I've been playing? No, I didn't pay attention to what it said in terms of playtime in the save, so whatever. But I'm guessing it's probably pushing on 100 hours at this point. So yes, we have done a lot. We have, admittedly, run around, sung karaoke, wrapped up some story missions with Haruka, met a manager who's adamant we're going to see him again, but I doubt it at this point because he's already got a new star, so he can bugger off and be happy. We drank some whiskey. Both me and Kiryu. We went on a date with a hostess, mainly Kiryu, and we've done some Club 4 Shine. So all in all, I think that was a very good session. And now with that, it's time for us to draw this journey to a close, set up camp and take a break. Because, well, this will have to continue next time. So if you're new here, hi, I'm Ezio. It's a pleasure to meet you. If you enjoyed what you saw, well, I'd really appreciate if you hit that follow button, but the decision will always be yours. If you ever want to catch me live while I stream here on Twitch every Tuesday and Thursday at 7 o'clock UK time, or 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock UK time, depending on how my evening has gone, and every Saturday at 2 o'clock and 7 o'clock UK time. If you ever want to catch up with any of these streams, if you want to catch up with our run into the world of Yakuza Kiwami 2 so far, you can find all of these uploaded to the VOD section of this very channel, as well as the link to the archive in the panels down below containing playlists of every game, every journey as I call them, that we have ever been on this channel. Hopefully that made sense. I might have fumbled some of that. GG Pims, got a lot done. Indeed we did, and that was only in 2 hours. Imagine what we'll be able to do with 4 hours on Saturday. If we still have much to do after 2 hours on Thursday, we'll see. But yes, I think that's everything. Everything apart from a thank you to each and every one of you. Be you a chatter, be you a lurker, be you watching live here on Twitch or in the YouTube archives. Thank you very much for joining me on this journey this evening. Thank you for joining me as we have journeyed through the world of this amazing game. And most of all, thank you for spending a little bit of your life here with me on the channel. It means the world. It always will do. And always does. Now, let's see if we've got enough to pay the good vibes forwards. I've already seen a couple of people who we can potentially raid. You know what? We'll throw out the raid anyway. Depending on how it is all hanging together. I have no idea what it is. That's all Canada. That's you. J Music in the J Music band is live. It has been a while since we've raided them, and because they've not been online. So you know what? We'll throw a raid over to the mighty J Music. Why not? Who's currently playing Splatoon 3. Actually, I'll wait for the trailer to finish just to see if he is still going. Come on. I don't need to see a thing about a horror movie. I'm not interested. Oh, he's become a VTuber. That's interesting. I didn't expect that. Oh, sod it. We'll throw a raid over to Pat anyway. So, with that said, with that done, to each and every one of you, may you all have a beautiful evening, morning, or afternoon, wherever it is around this whole wide world you are. And as always, until our paths next cross again, the Vortex awaits. See you all next time.